Hey, Mike with Mike's Bags, and today I am reviewing the Anarchy X by 724 Bagger Company, and I'm going to be giving away this set of bags. If you want to get in on that giveaway, stay tuned. I will announce how to do that later in this video. But let's go ahead for now, jump in, let's break down this bag. We'll start with materials. Slow side of this Anarchy X is the Surefire material, but it's the opposite side of what Luck uses. This is the same side you find on the Reynolds Typhoon. The Cornhole All Slides 2.0 uses it. Quite a few different bags out there use this side of the material. I actually like this side better of the two. It's the softer side of the material. Both sides play at a 5-speed. I call both a 5-speed, but this is the faster 5. The other side's a little bit slower 5. I just like the way this plays. Just a hair better. So 5-speed on the slow side. Fast side, this is that game changer, Surefire fast side material. It's that 8.5 speed material. It's fast. It's great for collecting, pushing through blocks, so for like that. So we're looking at a 8.5 speed on this. It's the same exact material combination you find on the Reynolds Typhoon or the All Slides 2.0 on there. Template-wise on this bag, this is a medium template bag. Medium, it's starting to borderline on the larger side. Now, this is the Anarchy X. My understanding is the difference is the Anarchy X and Anarchy. The Anarchy is the larger template of the two. Anarchy X is supposed to be the smaller template. But this is a pretty good sized template in this bag. So I don't know how much bigger the Anarchy X is going to, or the regular Anarchy is going to get over the Anarchy X. I've never thrown those out, so I don't know. I'm just looking at this, but this is again medium to just on the larger side of that. It's got quite a bit of flop to it. I mean, it's a fairly floppy bag. In fact, this reminds me a ton of the Reynolds Typhoon. Same material combination. It's really the kind of same template, same amount of flop to it. The only really difference between this and the Typhoon is the fill. The Typhoon has that bead fill that you get for Reynolds. This is mostly a flat fill. It may be a mix. There's some odd shaped pieces of fill in here that I don't know if they're just misshaped flat pieces or if they are supposed to be beads. But even if they're supposed to be beads, it's still mostly a flat fill in here in this bag. So it gives it a wonderful hand feel. Nice fluid, smooth hand feel to it. It also takes a lot of the kick and bounce out of the bag. So when this bag lands between that flat fill and the looser, floppier bag, this bag kind of wants to hit, just flattens out and just runs right at the board. So again, you take most of the bounce out, you take some of that kick out, which one of the knocks on the slow side material is it does have some want to kick on it if you don't throw a flat bag. So if you don't throw a flat bag, but you want a bag that has this material, this is the great option because it won't kick as bad as a bouncier fill would be. So keep that in mind. In fact, let's go ahead and we'll jump into playability. And to talk about the kick, I'm going to talk about, it's probably a lot of this material, is there are 3 big negatives to this bag, or this material, not the bag, it's the material. One is the kick on it. I talked about that. The other is humidity. When boards start to get sticky or damp and a little moisture on the boards for humidity, this material just starts to stick and stop. It's unplayable. Once you get enough moisture, the bag will just hit and stop, and it just won't move. You can't push it. You can't collect it. It's just there. And the big danger in that is if you live in an area where the temperatures drop, especially like for me, I find in the evenings, like it's hot during the day. Once that sun kind of goes down, temperature starts to drop, that humidity level picks up and the moisture picks up and the boards get a little sticky and damp. And if you're not careful, you'll be stuck mid-game. The bag starts really playing great, and all of a sudden by the end of the game, the bags are just sticky and there's nothing you can do. So you just have to be aware of that if you play a bag like this, and be aware of the weather, the temperature, the humidity levels, to make sure that you make a change before it's too late. The last issue that I have on this material is it has a tendency to want to hang on the hole. And when you add this flat fill in here, that kind of adds to the bag wanting to hang. And you'll see in these videos, I had a fair amount of bag hanging on the hole. I really had to be more aggressive to go after. And look, if you have enough speed in the bag, when you throw it up there, this bag is floppy enough. It's very forgiving. It's going to grab that hole and spin around. With enough speed, it'll spin around and it'll come right back in. It's when that bag grabs, but it slows down, it stops. Once it stops, it's that, especially on that back corners, the back edge, once it hangs there, you can throw bag after bag in the hole all you want. It's just not going to go. You've got to either come in with an airmail drag, pop it in, or come with a cut shot, come across and grab it and pull it in, or if it's on your side, step out and throw into it. But you've got to be more intentional, more aggressive to bring the bag in. They're very collectible. You just be aware of them. When there's a bag hanging there, you've got to go after it. You can't expect it to bring itself back in just by putting bags in the hole with it. And that's kind of the trade-off you get, right? With that flat fill, you take a lot of the kick out of the bag, but you cause it to hang on the hole more. And cornhole bags are, I always say, it's a zero-sum game. If you improve in one area, you got to drop somewhere else or whatever. You got to balance out. You can't improve everything. There's no perfect bag that does everything great. Whenever you have a bag that excels in one area, it's going to have issues in others. And you just have to find that balance that fits your game well. And again, I don't want to knock the bag. It's just this material does that. It's still a wonderful material. It's a very player-friendly material in the fact that you can control this material. You can go hole for hole with it, or you can slow it down. You can put blockers on the board, and you can play a dirtier style game. Now, for me, a bag like this, I love this bag when boards are fast, dry and fast, and I just want to run bags in the hole. That's where I think this bag shines for me in my game. If I want to play a dirtier style game, I'm going to go to a different bag. And 724 has other bags in the lineup, like the Chaos, that's wonderful, the Project 13, the Project 23, those bags that are more suited for that dirty style game. But again, you can do that with this bag. And that's where, a bag like this is wonderful because I can go hole for hole as I want. And then also maybe one round, I want to change it up and start playing a block game. Maybe I'm getting behind and I need to manufacture some points and I need to put blockers out there. You can do that with this bag, this material. So that's why it is so popular. And the bag, even though it's not a large template, it's kind of a medium template bag, it still flattens out nicely because it doesn't have a lot of fill in there. That you put a blocker out there in the middle, and you don't have to get aggressive. You can put it in the middle of the board. Put a third or a quarter of the bag on your side of that middle line. There's enough bag over it that's going to cause your opponent problems. And then when you want to collect, you just come down the middle, and you can just catch it and pull it in. They're pretty collectible. Now, they do have enough flop that if you're not careful and you just clip a corner, they're going to accordion up a little bit, and this bag's going to get around more than go through. So you have to be a little more intentional and come a little more to the middle of the bag to clip it and make sure you take it in. That being said, if you're playing against an opponent who throws a sticky bag, throws a dirty style game, and he or she puts blockers up there for you, this is a great bag for stepping out. You can step out and just kind of clip their bag, and you'll spin around and go in and leave their blocker there and make them collect it. So the bag is great for getting around bags. And because you have the flop, if you get around, it's going to grab that hole, and if enough speed, it'll drop right back in. But the bag is also, you can cut this material. This material is wonderful for cutting. Now, when you add in the flop of the bag and that flat fill, it takes some of the cuttability out of it, but you can still cut this bag. You can still get a tilt on it. You can throw a cut to get around or throw a cut to grab a bag. So you can shape some shots with this. I wouldn't say this is a great roll bag, at least not for most of us. Again, if you're a rollback thrower, you roll anything. But for most of us who aren't typically rollback players, you want a little bit more of a bouncier bag, a little more of a fuller bag. This is not going to be the best bag to learn to throw a roll shot on. Once you learn it, you can come back and then do it. But again, not a great bag for shaping shots, but you can manufacture your cuts and get around if you need to from time to time. But it does other things really well. So all in all, I mean, it's a great bag. It's a fun bag. I enjoy throwing it. I like this bag from board positions that are dry and fast. This is a wonderful bag for blind draws because if your opponent and you play different style games, you can both still play your game, but it's hole for hole or play a dirty style game. You can do it with a bag like this, so it makes it wonderful for that. So it leads me to availability, and this is probably the one area where 724 isn't the best, but they're doing a great job of improving that, and that's availability. They have a website, 724bagger.com. That's where you go to purchase bags. And right now, if you go there, the bags are probably all show sold out. They don't have inventory in stock. They do releases, I would say. It used to be drops. It's more releases now. So make sure you're following their social media, their Facebook page or the Instagram. Sometimes they do announce it on TikTok as well, but the Instagram, Facebook, they seem to be announcing the last few have been announced on there as well. And I'll put link description to both those for you. But they'll announce the time, the date and time. If you want to set, it used to be you had to be there right away and you had to be quick because they sold out within seconds. Now it seems like when they do releases or drops, they're usually there for a period of time. So as long as you're there when they do it, you're going to get a set if you want them. In fact, I think the last set they just released were available for a good portion of a day or so. So you can get a set. You just have to be aware when they release them, and you have to make sure that if you want a specific model from theirs, you just have to wait until they do that release. Hopefully, as they build up and as they grow, that maybe that bags will start becoming more available and start having inventory on the website possible. But anyway, 724bagger.com. Bags are $115 for a set, $10 shipping, so $125 all in shipped to you. It's not the cheapest. In fact, it's kind of on the higher end of pricing, but it's not the most expensive. I don't mind paying for a good quality set of bags, and I think these are great quality bags. And 724 does a lot of good with in the community as well. There's a Facebook group, 724 Army. I'll put a link to that as well for inscription if you want to see all the things that are going on and participate in the charity and stuff that they do. You can check it out there. But a lot of good things on that. And then the last thing, I don't know if I mentioned, these bags are ACO stamped. So if you play an ACO event, you can get the Anarchy X ACO stamped, or you can get it non-stamped. It just depends on what release at the time. But if you do play in the ACO, which this next season coming up, you're going to need a stamped bag. This is a bag approved to play in that as well. So anyway, check it out, 724bagger.com. And then lastly, on the giveaway, I'm actually going to be giving this set away, this exact set, to one of my Ko-fi members for the month of July. So if you're a member already, you're already entered into it. If you're not, go to kofi.com/MikesBags. Link in the description as well for that. and just become a monthly member. It's $5 a month. You can just jump in as long as you're in for the month of July, at least just for the 1 month of July. I'll put you in the drawing for these bags. If I do a giveaway every month, so if you stick around each month, you'll be in for the next drawing and whatever bags those are going to be. Anyway, Ko-fi.com/MikesBags. Become a monthly member, and you'll get a chance to win a set of this exact set of Anarchy X's that I have here for you. So anyway, I thank you guys so much for support, and I thank you for watching.